Grandpa, we never met. We were in kindergarten together. We never met. He just he just loved me all the time. Growing up, and he would tell our friends that he was gonna marry me. I was gonna marry him someday. Sometimes he would say, "I'm gonna marry her someday," but he was too poor.
Two of us can't do through the years. You've never let me down. You've turned my life around. The sweetest days I found with you. Through the years, I've never been afraid. I've loved the life we've made, and I'm so glad I stayed right here with you through the years.
No, didn't wear shoes for school for a time because he didn't have any. They didn't buy him any. So he used to sell newspapers. And this white guy liked him a lot, a man. And one day he took him a pair of shoes. He bought him a pair of shoes because he hated to see him selling newspapers barefooted. It was sad.
The years, through all the good and bad, I know how much we had. I've always been so glad to be with you. Through the years, it's better every day. You've kissed my tears away. As long as it's okay,
We took the kids camping and up north to Kern River.
through the years when everything.
We just enjoyed being with our boys. Took them to Lake Mead and just around. And we stayed in a hotel in Lake Mead. But they were young, so they enjoyed everything. But, I think your dad must have been 7, 8, yeah. And Jeff was little, and your uncle Jim was a young teenager, yeah. When we started taking them, like to Lake Tahoe, San Francisco and stuff. They liked San Francisco. We took them. It was spooky.
Why?
It was too big. Yeah, I wasn't too crazy about that, but it was nice.
Through the years, you've never let me down. You turned my life around. The sweetest days I found with you. Through the years, it's better every day. You've kissed my tears away. As long as it's okay, I'll stay with you through the years.
Yeah, and we also took him to Ensenada. Yeah, they liked those little camping things. They liked them. I did not
Why not?
because of the tent.
You didn't like sleeping in a tent?
I had to sweep the tent all day long. But it was fun. A little relief to go home for me. Well, not for your grandpa. He enjoyed being with his boys.
We rode in the back of his dad's pickup truck. He made a makeshift camper out of wood and tarps, and we laid in the back on beach recliners. The whole with no seatbelts, nothing. We're just out in the open air in the tarp.
Yeah, it was scary for me to see my boys over there, but they enjoyed it. And your dad kept saying they're okay, honey. I'm watching them, but he was driving. But he was, yeah, can't complain. We had fun.
Had fun.
I enjoyed it because my boys enjoyed it, and your grandpa loved it to be with him.
Decide on when it's killing me. When will I really see all that I need to look inside? Come to believe that I better not leave before I get my chance to ride. When it's killing me, what do I really need? All that I need to look inside. Hey,
Oh, Grand Canyon, yeah, they saw that too, and they liked it. Jerry, your dad just said, "What is this? A bunch of rocks?"
It's a big hole in the ground.
Your dad, a big hole.
the more I see, the less I know. The more I like to let it go. Hey, oh, whoa, whoa. Deep beneath the cover.
Oh, we took him to Big Bear. They liked that. When we took him 2 or 3 times. We took him to Lake Arrowhead too. Yeah.
Divided by a world so undecided, and there's nowhere to go. In between the cover of another perfect wonder, and it's so white as snow. Running through the field where all my tracks will be concealed, and there's nowhere to go. Oh! When to descend to amend for a friend all the channels that have broken down. Now you bring it up, I'm gonna ring it up just to hear you sing it out. Step from the road to the sea to the sky, and I do believe what we rely on. When I lay it on, come get the
We made sure that we took him somewhere every year. And your grandpa wanted that. He liked the outdoors. Yeah, because he didn't have to sweep the tent.
got your hey, oh. Listen what I say, oh. The more I see, the less I know, the more I like to let it
And the Hoover Dam, yeah, they like that. We also took my mom and dad there too for their 50th anniversary.
deep beneath the cover of another perfect wonder, where it's so white as snow.
So he had to go to Camp Roberts up north. He didn't get to be there when the baby was born, but he was there the day after. He came home, he never forgot that I told him that the baby was so little, small and wrinkled. He looked like a wet rat. He never forgot it. He was good. He was a good boy, but he came to an age where I would notice he would not pay so much attention to me anymore. It was his dad. After that, it was his dad all the way.
Tell my Lord now, hey, hey, yeah, oh yeah. Tell my Lord now.
He was a good father. Baseball, and they went on vacations all the time, went camping. Oh yeah, he was a terrific dad.
Divided by a world so undecided, and there's nowhere to go. Deep beneath the cover of another perfect wonder, where it's so white as snow. Running through the
Dad was very good, but he always had to have his way. If he didn't have his way, he'd say, "Okay, if that's the way you want it, that's the way it's gonna be." And he'd run to his room and close the door. I always thought he was rough with Jeff. He'd come home, and they had their room together, twin beds, and he'd come home, and he'd take his black socks off and throw him on the hanging lamp. And so he would throw one and one on Jeff's face. And Jeff would be asleep. And then in the morning, he'd say, "Mom, Jerry threw a sock on my face." And I woke up and it was on his sock was on his face.
Looking back, I can see the things I should have done, could have done. I see so much of my life I let go by. But when you're young, all you know how to do is run. Life can play tricks sometimes, you know. You think you got everything when you got nothing at all. The only way you know where you're going, you gotta take a fall. You've got to lose it all. I've been through love. I'm coming home. I've been through some pain, I know. I'm coming home. Changes in my life. I'm coming home. Now I know what's meaningful. I'm coming home. Looking back.
Oh, he loved to surf, and we hated it. Yeah, he started quite young. Yeah, he loved it. One time, I had a feeling he wanted to go surfing, and it was school time. So I was gonna take my mom to the doctor. So what I did, I went around the block. Sure enough, he comes out of the garage with a surfboard on his shoulder. And I got him and I told him, "What do you think you're doing?" Mom, I'm going to surfing. He said, "Okay." And I said, "No, it's not okay. You're supposed to be in school." But I let him go.
I've been through love. I'm coming home. I've been through some pain, I know. I'm coming home. Changes in my life. I'm coming home. Now I know what's meaningful. I'm coming home. For all the things that I've been through, there's only one thing left to do. This time I'm gonna get it right. I've been through love. I'm coming home. I've been through some pain, I know. I'm coming home. Changes in my life. I'm coming home.
Jeff is very quiet, very smart at school. He was a good boy. He had a little temper, but that was nothing. I was used to having boys.
I know. Yeah, I'm coming home. Changes in my life. I'm coming home. Now I understand what's meaningful. I'm coming home. So much love. I'm coming home. Pain, I know. I'm coming home. I've had some changes in my life. I'm coming home. Now I know what's meaning.
Not much of too many girls. Just Sally. She was it. Once she got Sally, that was it. And they've been married 40 years.
I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Beautiful. I'm coming home. It's so beautiful.
Jimmy was always a very well-behaved little boy. Perfect. He was unbelievable, quiet, smart.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high.
Christine, he was the joy of our lives. He was the only girl. They adored her. She was so beautiful, and it was different than Jimmy, outgoing. That little life at the party with us. She was adorable.
Over true.
They were beautiful brother and sister. They would see each other in the morning and they'd go and hug each other.
Where trouble melts like lemon drops high above the chimney top, that's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly.
Oh my gosh, she was a precious angel. She was so beautiful and good. Never found anything wrong. She was just perfect.
Well, I see trees of green and red roses too. I watch them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
You were a perfect little boy. You never did anything bad. It was your father, your grandpa. All he did was laugh at what you would say.
I like the dark, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands.
Unbelievable good. She was so good. She was a beautiful little girl. We just loved her.
I love you.
She was adorable.
I hear babies cry and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more.
The one that was a little feisty was Mandy. She was very feisty, but we loved her the same.
What about Erica?
Oh, my baby, she was unbelievable good. Never did anything wrong. Everything was just beautiful. One time Grandpa said, we're gonna take you to the spaghetti factory. So we were going in the car. She stayed overnight with us. And then real quiet, she turns around and tells her Grandpa, you know when we get to the spaghetti factory, don't eat all the bread. Your grandpa said, what? Baby, we can have all the bread, even if we didn't get it free. Grandpa would buy it for you. Yeah, but don't eat it all anyway. Well, what she would do, she would eat all the inside of the bread. You know, you would cut it. Your grandpa would cut it, and all the outside she would give it to your grandpa, all full of saliva and all that. Here, Grandpa, you eat this.